places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
Breaking news, gold hits all-time high. The gold boom could skyrocket to over $7,000 an ounce. Silver could reach over $30 an ounce. Gold and silver buyers, including the central banks, are ready to buy more. Are you? Today, Goldco is offering iHeart listeners $10,000 instant match in free bonus silver with a qualified account. Plus, call 855-GOLD-IRA now to qualify for a free 1-ounce silver Ronald Reagan coin. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Attention parents! Watch your child go from ABCs to confident readers in just 30 days with Hooked on Phonics. It only takes 15 minutes a day to unlock the most important life skill for their future. Reading. We transform kids no matter their starting point, with fun lessons, catchy songs, and guaranteed results. One Hooked on Phonics grade level jump or your money back. Right now, get free access to Hooked on Math and spelling apps, plus your first month for just $1. Visit hookedonphonics.com today and unleash your child's reading potential.
You sailed beyond the horizon in search of an island scrubbed from every map. You battled krakens. You navigated through storms. Your spade struck the lid of a long-lost treasure chest, while you cooked up a lasagna. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling adventure stories on Audible.
817 at KFYR 550, 99.7 at iHeartRadio. Guns in the 701. Clay, how are you?
Pretty good. How we doing this morning, Todd?
Fantastic. Ready for a nice thawing day today. Should be able to thaw out. Shouldn't need the... Well, I'm at the Morton County Fair later today, and I was there last year, and we were all desperately trying to keep warm.
And now you'll be desperately trying to keep cool, huh?
I know. It's like, okay, we wished a little too hard that let's be warmer next year. Let's be warmer. Oh, not that warm. Turn it back down a little bit, but that's all right.
If I remember right, the North Dakota Farm Bureau Morton County group, I believe they got a couple great big tents. So if they got those set up, it won't be too bad to get up in those.
True, and that's I'll have to be under the tent because if I put my laptop in the sun,
I can't see
I
it.
fried one of those one time. I was in Underwood, and I got right to the end of like the last second of it cut off because the laptop finally fried sitting in the sun at the old fairgrounds over there. Oops.
I'm looking forward to next week. It sounds like it's going to be a little cooler, and that'll be just fine with me.
Exactly. 70s. That's perfect. Leave it alone at that point, but there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
New Jersey with an unconstitutional ban on AR-15s blocked by a federal judge because somebody realizes, oh, wait, we have a Second Amendment thing going on.
Yeah, I kind of was, I go through a lot of stuff every week for, both shows. And I found this one with New Jersey, and I thought that was relevant because New Jersey is not a friend to the Second Amendment, hasn't been. They got some of the worst laws on the books. The judge, basically this case was brought forth, and I thought it was a good one, and I thought it had good standing. It's an interesting decision. So, the AR-15 ban essentially is unconstitutional that is passed and is law in New Jersey. And it's been there since 1990. So it's been there a while. It was pre-assault weapons ban federally. But the interesting decision came that the judge, obviously Judge Peter Sheridan, I imagine in his 69-page opinion when you read it, that he left the magazine ban over 10 rounds. He says that can stand, so he's separating out the item versus, he's basically saying the Second Amendment don't apply to anything except the functioning firearm. That's my opinion of it. And then he kind of went on and said, but only the Colt AR-15, which was one of the original ones, that manufactured. It was an Armalite Model 15 is where it came from. And the Colt AR-15, the civilian model, is the only one that's going to be allowed now because that was the one that he was given the most information on in briefs and arguments. That's an interesting ruling to me. That ain't really how it works. I imagine this is going to be, appealed based on that and go farther up the chain. But at least in New Jersey right now, based on Bruin, anybody there now can own an AR-15 as long as it was manufactured by Colt, as far as that judge in his ruling. So I just thought it was an interesting little story to put out there. I'm going to be watching this one because of the weirdness, I guess. That seems to be the term in the mainstream media, weirdness right now. It only applied to the AR-15 produced by Colt. And really, that's going to go on. I imagine, the plaintiffs, both plaintiffs in this are going to take it, farther, especially Firearms Policy Coalition, because it has to apply to everything. Bruin was a sweeping Supreme Court decision that made the rules in the nation based on historical use. So I guess I'm going to watch it. I thought it was an interesting story, and we'll keep you tuned if we hear any movement on it from there.
Guns of the 701 plays on. So when you pick a VP in this election cycle, you may be picking the next president, and so you want to pick a good one. J.D. Vance, apparently a good one as far as the Second Amendment goes, huh?
I think so too. When you go look at his record alone in the Senate, it's stellar. It's just like Kelly Armstrong's in the House. It's stellar. Or Kristi Noem's when she was there and as governor. They have stellar Second Amendment records, and we want people like that. Yes, I'm very single issue because I think the Second Amendment is the most important one written in the Constitution because without it, we don't have any others. But yeah, J.D. Vance, you probably know, Todd, he grew up pretty poor, right? He
absolutely
was poor. He had a horrible living situation, but he learned guns and gun safety at a very young age, as do many people who live in a rural area or grow up in his situation. My boys have both been shooting since they were able to understand how to shoot, and I taught them to respect it, taught them all the gun safety. Well, he was no different. And that followed through as he moved up the ranks and moved up and bettered himself in life. He never, ever forgot where he come from. And that's kind of important because a lot of people lose sight of that when they become successful. They get wrapped up in a lot of other things. He does not use this as a political tool. He really believes this stuff, and he really, really, after his service as a Marine, it probably strengthened his Second Amendment, I would say, resilience and support. And I think he really understands the constitutional wording and what it really means on the Second Amendment. He posted his own AR-15 on social media, got 7.4 million views or something like that, and he's unapologetic. He does not apologize for it. He's unapologetic, and that's good. That's the kind you want in that position. And the fact that he could be the second choice in command, he's just a breath away from the presidency. I like seeing that team of Trump and Vance in there as a Second Amendment team because I think he's also going to give a lot of good advice to Trump because he has so much familiarity with firearms. So having Vance on there as a Second Amendment supporter and a proven record, he voted against what I call the bipartisan unsafe act that Biden pushed through, but he also brought in bills that would remove suppressors from the National Firearms Act, interstate reciprocity, which means if you have a concealed carry, it'd be good nationwide, and just a list of other Second Amendment proposals that some made it, some didn't when he introduced them. So, yeah, this guy has a stellar record, and I'm glad he's our vice president pick. I really am.
That's the thing. And like I say, it's a president in training. Let's face it, because he's going to spend 4 years kind of in the shadow of Trump. Trump can't run for re-election at that point, 2028. So, would seem to be the likely. Look at what the Democrats right now, the vice president sliding into a presidential campaign. And that would be the same thing, I would guess, unless he did something really just unfortunate or whatever, that logically he would be the Republican candidate in 2028. It may still be either way, I guess, but
it's a great precursor, and it is going to help set him up in that 2028 candidacy run. I have no doubt, and I think it was a great choice. You know, everyone was wondering who it was going to be. I never believed it'd be Burgum. I figured it'd be somebody like Vance that would bring something actually to the table that was constructive. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the guy does. So far, his speeches and the things he's doing now in the campaign, I'm liking, and I like what I hear. So
there's a few cabinet positions that would be a good fit for Burgum, but yeah, I really was a little surprised he made that inner circle. I mean, good for him. I mean, it's fantastic that North Dakota can get on the national map like that. But I just didn't think he'd be the one either.
And I personally, this is no reflection on the station or anything, I don't have a lot of trust in Burgum. Never have. And I wouldn't vote for him. But, hey, I'm one guy, so who knows?
Well, you know what? North Dakota is one of 50 states, and if you look at the other 49, a lot of them are scary. So
yeah,
I'll take our governor over.
49.
Because guess who's in the inner circle of Minnesota, or the Minnesota governor, Walz, is in the inner circle for the Democrat VP. I'll take Burgum over Walz any day of the week.
Very true. And, Jamie and I have discussed that kind of stuff a lot. And, yeah, we'll take a guy that's, look at it this way, I'll take a guy that's 51% and above on our side than a guy that's 51% below. Not on
exactly.
Our side. That's no brainer.
I mean, here, all I need, and maybe this just because it hits home for me, but, the Lake Street riots, Trump offered help, National Guard help, and Walz said, nah, nope. And then came back.
They wanted it.
Came back hat in hand looking for money to fix Lake Street.
Yeah, well, he used it as a political tool. He wanted the riots. He wanted to have that happen. But when it comes time to pay for all the destruction, now, let's I'll take some money from you. That'll be okay. Help us rebuild after we create it. please help us rebuild. But yeah, we don't want you to defend. The third precinct may still be in operation if that were the case. But I just thought that was horrible. Why turn down the offer of National Guard help and then to have the nerve to come back and looking for federal money to rebuild because you turned down the National Guard help and you shouldn't have? Whoops. Absolutely.
And so we're going to put that
move, right?
We're going to put that close to the White House? Hell no. Yeah. I hope not.
I don't want him there.
No. So
I don't want to see Mark Kelly as the VP candidate either. But actually, that might be to our advantage if she picks him, because he has a solid record of being anti-gun, especially after his wife got shot down there. So that'll be an interesting. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to take Harris and Kelly, if it's Kelly, and show that they're completely in contrast to the Trump-Vance ticket when it comes to the Second Amendment. I mean, it's not even a question.
If my wife got shot, I would want people around me who could defend and shoot back.
Oh,
because guess what?
Absolutely.
You do your best to get rid of the guns. The guy who shoots your wife is still going to have one in all probability. It's the other guns that would go away first.
And that guy was a strong leftist who, and he really was. They painted the guy out to be a Republican, just like the recent shooter, and it turned out he wasn't. He had all kinds of stuff on there. He hated guns, but yet he used a gun to take a pop shot at Kelly's wife. I mean, it's just the same old story. Same old story.
Man. 828 at KFYR Clay Guns and the 701. We got more coming up.
It's a new talk show just for the Dakotas. Dakota Mornings with Michael Bell. Weekdays from 9 till 11 on KFYR 550, 99.7, and iHeartRadio. Your KFYR Farm Field Forecast is brought to you by Northwest Tire, General Equipment and Supplies, Poland Steel of Jamestown, and Dakota Legacy Initiative.
Good morning. Here is your AccuWeather Farm Field forecast. Today, sunny skies and a high 93. Winds will be from the south-southeast. Wind speed at 3 miles per hour. Humidity at 93%. Dew point 63. Soil temperature 73 degrees. Sunrise at 6:25 a.m. The sunset 9:13 p.m. That's your Farm Field forecast. I'm Steve Williams for AccuWeather.
Right now, 68.
It's Mitchell in the morning. KFYR 550.
It's called the Baldwin Bill, and so far they're looking at helping the meat processing industry hit the next level. We'll talk about it next on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
Hey there, folks. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes here from the Amy and TJ podcast.
That's right. We are bringing you the tea from Perry every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, tea from Perry. I don't know if we're married to that name, but the point is, we'll tell you what's going on. We'll tell you what's hot, what's not.
Bottom line, everything you need to know that's going on in Paris during the 2024 games, you're going to get it from us.
Listen to Amy and TJ on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Amy and TJ and start listening.
Owning a rental property sounds like a dream. Collect the rent and relax. That is, until you realize how much work goes into getting it ready. First, you need to conduct market research to understand local rental trends and determine a competitive rent price. Then there's cleaning, staging, repairs, and hiring a professional photographer. Next, develop a marketing strategy. List the property on rental sites and schedule countless showings. Oh, don't forget to screen tenants, verify information, draft the lease, collection, ensure tenant payments, handle maintenance requests, warranty contracts, inform about property valuations. Phew. Sound complicated? Renter's Warehouse is here to take the hard work off your rental to-do list. Our job is complicated because it should be. We handle everything from marketing and showing your property to screening tenants and preparing the lease. Our best-in-class property management professionals take care of your property as if it were our own, from rent collection to maintenance coordination, all for one flat monthly fee. Go to renterswarehouse.com for a free rental analysis to find out how much your home can rent for. Or call 952-444-6996 to speak with a rent estate advisor today. Because from now on, the only thing you need on your to-do list is to call Renter's Warehouse.
Fire.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Senator Tammy Baldwin introduced the Meat Small Business Innovation Act of 2024. This to support farmers, ranchers, and small and medium-sized processors. The bill makes technical assistance and grants available to help improve the meat processing industry. Baldwin says that the bill is modeled after the Dairy Business Innovation Act.
This is very much modeled after that bill because I've seen firsthand how the Dairy Business Innovation Act has helped farmers and processors tap into new markets, improve their operations, innovate new products. So now I want to lead the charge to use this model to help our livestock farmers and our meat processors to confront the challenges and headwinds that they face.
And she says that these funds can be used in different ways.
This bill will be flexible in terms of what the grants can be used to do, but it will help our livestock farmers with the unique challenges that they face, including access to meat processing. And these grants can also help meat processors. The focus would be the small and medium-sized operations and really help provide an opportunity to grow and innovate.
And hopefully these funds can be helping small and medium-sized processors take their business to the next level.
Whether that be business plan development, workforce development and training, or market evaluation, plant upgrades, process improvements. Again, very similar to what we saw with the Dairy Business Innovation Act.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck, Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308. 701-258-6308. Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constant constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Ever tried catching a fish with your bare hands or hunting a deer with a stick? Don't be that guy. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we've got all the hunting and camping gear you need. We're your one-stop shop for outdoor adventure.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Check us out at mandansportinggoods.com, or better yet, stop in to 210 East Main Street, Mandan, North Dakota. Mandan Sporting Goods, where the outdoors meets functionality. Store hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed Sunday. Take up arms at Mandan Sporting Goods. Your adventure starts here.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
Yeah, hey, look, I got the moves like Michael, the flow like Aubrey, walk around thinking I'm a prince like Saudi. Mismatched Converse, t-shirts tucked in, know my worth, can't tell me nothing. White Nikes, albino, pink cop my stilo, head to the top, bottom line is a motto.
News.
Good morning. Anticipating partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions across the region this morning, as temperatures mainly upper 50s into the 60s, and expected to be hot and sunny once again today. Highs in the triple digits for western portions of the region, and then into the upper 80s, upper 90s elsewhere, and AccuWeather calling for a high of 94 in Bismarck today. Cooling trend starts tomorrow, and that will continue through the middle of next week, especially across northern and eastern portions of the region. Highs will drop down to the lower to mid 70s by Wednesday, and chances for showers and thunderstorms, they'll return to the western half of the region later tomorrow, spreading eastward through the day Sunday, and daily chances for showers and thunderstorms also anticipated through much of next week. Bismarck man accused of murder and other crimes has been found mentally competent to stand trial. Timothy Two Horses was arrested earlier this year after investigators say he stabbed Ernest Dwayne Ells to death inside an apartment. Deadly stabbing allegedly stemmed from a dispute over drugs. Two Horses was sent to the North Dakota State Hospital in Jamestown for an evaluation, and results determined him to be competent. His trial set for early November. Ward County judge denying defense's fifth motion for a mistrial in the trial of a Minot man accused of murdering his roommate in 2020. Defense attorney Stormy Vickers saying it's becoming impossible to get fair trial for his client, Shawnee Krall. Vickers making a fourth motion earlier this week after saying state witness improperly referred to Alice Chiarolo as a victim, and then a fifth motion coming yesterday afternoon after state referred to Krall's arrest. Vickers saying they're barred from talking about the arrest because it came from suppressed evidence. State also filing a motion to the state Supreme Court Wednesday asking for a higher court to stall the trial. In their brief, they appealed the suppression of evidence, including statements Krall made while being held in the Ward County Jail, to his parole officer and others. Higher court denying this petition yesterday afternoon. Final witness for the state to testify also took the stand. Detective Aaron Bowles telling the court about video surveillance of Chiarolo's home and video messages from Krall to Chiarolo. After the state rested, Vickers making a motion for acquittal based on lack of substantial evidence. State contended they had presented enough, and it was up to the jury to decide. Today, defense will have its turn, then both sides will give closing arguments, and jury will decide the case. Williston woman has been charged with sexually assaulting a minor. Police say 33-year-old Chantel Cruitt was at a house party despite not being invited. During the gathering, two minors, ages 15 and 16, told police Cruitt inappropriately touched one of them and made graphic remarks. They also said Cruitt exposed herself to them. And Pruitt also charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of unlawful delivery for bringing the minors alcoholic beverages. Pruitt's preliminary hearing scheduled for August 21st. Man faces criminal charge after he allegedly damaged several vehicles in Fargo last weekend. Witnesses saying Gunnar Cowling picked up a traffic cone and began striking cars with it, smashing windows, doors, and side view mirrors. Cowling allegedly causing thousands of dollars worth of damage. He faces criminal mischief charge and next due in court September 11th. Get a heat advisory in southwestern parts of the state later today. We'll take another look at the AccuWeather forecast up next.
It's the $1,000 bonus bucks giveaway. Win it and you could buy a swimming pool full of soup.
Yummy!
A flying car. Even a talking hamster.
This exercise wheel sucks.
You could win $1,000. Be listening for your chance to win. Happening now.
Bonus Bucks is brought to you by Swenson RV and Marine, your official Tracker Marine dealer with a full line of Tracker and Nitro fishing boats, Sun Tracker and Regency pontoons. See for yourself at Swenson RV and Marine in Minot and Bismarck. And listen to win Bonus Bucks on KFYR 550.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Plenty of sun, very warm day. High today at 94. Clear tonight and the low 66. A mix of clouds and sun. Nice day tomorrow. Warm and pleasant. Breezy day. High 92. And then Sunday, cloudy, cooler, less humid in the morning. A breezy afternoon. The high 79. Monday, a couple of morning showers and a thunderstorm. Otherwise, variable cloudiness and the high at 65. Get your weather news at AccuWeather.com. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
Western or eastern Lake Scott, we have a southeast wind 10 to 15 today and tonight. It'll shift to the northeast early tomorrow morning. Clear, lower 90s today. Clear, lower 60s tonight. Northern Lake Oahe, east wind 10 to 15. Clear, lower 90s. Southeast wind tonight 10 to 15. Clear, upper 60s. 98 the high yesterday. The record was 105. Sorry, no record breaker. Low of 60, normally 86 and 58. It's actually not all that far off the norm for the low there. Sunset tonight, 9:13. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 6:26. In Bismarck at the moment, I don't know what the wind is. It says missing. It's probably pretty calm, not much wind. Pressure is steady, 30.18. Relative humidity, 81%, 2.62. Sunshine, 68. 841 at KFYR. Back to guns in the 701 and Clay next.
The $1,000 bonus bucks giveaway. Win it and you could buy a swimming pool full of soup.
Yummy!
A flying car. Even a talking hamster.
This exercise wheel sucks.
You could win $1,000. Be listening for your chance to win. Happening now.
Bonus Bucks is brought to you by Swenson RV and Marine, your official Tracker Marine dealer with a full line of Tracker and Nitro fishing boats, Sun Tracker and Regency pontoons. See for yourself at Swenson RV and Marine in Minot and Bismarck. And listen to win Bonus Bucks on KFYR 550.
It's high noon. Who could help save this town from the gap in our health coverage? Whatever your story, Aflac can help cover expenses health insurance doesn't. Visit Aflac.com to learn more.
Meet Nick.
Hi.
He got a new pup, which means a new budget. Good thing he opened his Chase Secure banking account with no minimum deposit. He even gets his direct deposits up to 2 days early. Smart move. Open your account at chase.com/securebanking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
For Chase Secure checking only with early direct deposit, your eligible direct deposit such as payroll is credited to your account up to 2 business days early. The timing depends on when the payer submits the transaction to us, which could vary and may not be early. Direct deposit must be set up to your account. Member FDIC.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish. I'm just kind of blah. Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. But I suppose they taste blah? Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go. Toss one in my bag? Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer lasting scent.
Let the games begin.
While you work, iHeartRadio keeps you connected to Team USA with live coverage of swimming, basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, and more from Paris. Tell your smart speaker to play NBC Olympics Radio or NBC Olympics Radio Plus to listen now.
843 KFYR's Guns of the 701. Clay all alone. How come nobody wants to play with you, Clay? Are you a bad boy?
Well, Mike took a new job. He's you now at his new radio station, so I don't know if he's going to be joining us much anymore. I was going to actually tell you about that here. In the,
where'd he go?
He's at the same radio station. He just moved up. He's basically the guy that's in charge down there now. And well, you know how that goes.
Yeah, you should have talked to me first. I'd have talked him out of it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He told me that it's a lot of work. He's still with us, but he says, I'm probably not going to be able to do that morning show. I said, well, you know what you need to do? We need to just put Guns in the 701 on when we're with you and feed it right into your morning show now.
There we go. Get this going here.
And Mitchell, too.
Well, there you have it. So if I ever end up down there, it's Mitchell in Mitchell. There we go.
There you go, Mitchell and Mitchell.
Well, the name kind of comes from Mitchell, Iowa, where my great-grandparents lived for 70-some-odd years. So he built a. This is weird. He built a barn up in Bruno, Saskatchewan. So you're talking east of Saskatoon, right?
Yeah.
So from way up there to, after having moved from Crookston, Minnesota, moved up there to Bruno, and then from Bruno to Mitchell, Iowa. I'm not sure that's anybody else's career path in the history of the world.
Yeah, seems odd. I've been to Crookston a few times, but yeah, wow.
Yeah. Don't get it. But I guess it's where the farm jobs were for those two, and I don't know what the Mitchell, Iowa deal was. But anyway, enough of that stuff. So the Minnesota, as I was dogging on Minnesota a few minutes ago, it figures we have a Minnesota thing in here trying to get a law that they passed. They tried to keep passed, but the Eighth Circuit restores Second Amendment rights for young adults there. What's going on?
Yeah, and I thought that'd be a good one being there right next door to us. And, we got a legislative session coming up here in North Dakota coming up. But anyway, yeah, this three-judge panel, and if anyone doesn't know how this works, when you go to a court of appeals, generally you get a three-judge panel first. They'll give a decision, and then it, they can go and go in what they call an en bloc. They can go in there and get the full circuit judge panel, and they can do what they want with it, and they can move from there. But anyway, so Minnesota, and you probably knew this, if you're between 18 years of age and 20 years of age, you cannot get a permit to carry in Minnesota. They passed this years ago, I think in 1975, somewhere in there, and then it goes back and does lots of things between then and now. Well, they finally brought a case forward to it, said it was an infringement on people because Minnesota was basically saying, well, those aren't people by historical use, trying to make it part of brewing. And Minnesota was claiming that anyone between 18 and 20 years old, they weren't considered people, like we the people, and protected under constitutional rights. Can you imagine that they're 18, they're adults for everything else, but they're not adults and they're not people, and the Constitution don't apply to them, is what Minnesota was saying. I mean, that's the dumbest argument I think I've ever heard. I don't know what your thought is on that, but that's just retarded.
Well, if that was back in 75, drinking age is 19, so they probably didn't want guns and liquor mixed with a 19-year-old, and I can see where that might be thought process there. But we'll
just wait for them to go crazy when they turn 21 then.
Exactly. Yeah, they're no better at 21. Stop it. But, whatever. Way to go, Minnesota. Way to be crazy. 847 at KFYR. Clay's with me here from Guns in the 701. Hunter uses handgun to finish off angry, charging, 1,000-pound Kodiak Bear. Do not try this at home.
Did you read through that? He's a 10-millimeter Smith & Wesson. The guy went bow hunting up at Kodiak. Now, you only get so many tags on Kodiak Island up in Alaska. It's a coveted hunt. Goes up there, going to have a good time. His intention was to use his bow. He really wanted to get close, which means, 30, 38 yards, 40. I mean, some bow hunters can go out farther, but he wanted a close shot. They go and they take off, and they're like, yeah, we're on to the bears. We're going. A buddy of his went along, got his bear earlier, so he was tagging along, essentially. And, they thought they had a good bead on one. He did not get a chance to take the shot with his bow, so he decided to use his rifle. He could use either one. About a 200-yard shot, and he missed it. With a moving bear, I don't know how fast it was moving. Bears, unless they're charging you, they're usually just kind of walking along. But he missed the shot, and what turned out to be what should have been an easy, hey, let's go track him down, follow the blood trail, turned into a 2-mile trek on an injured bear. Not a good thing. Bears that are injured are very defensive. Not a good thing. And this is a big Kodiak brown bear. Them babies are huge. Not something you want pissed off at you.
No. And having a handgun isn't necessarily going to be a first choice of a weapon with which to defend yourself in that case.
Yeah, not exactly. And if you remember, Jamie and I one time, we did a whole deal on, pepper spray versus handgun for defense in a bear attack. I'm going to take a gun, and the answer is always a gun for me. But they're trying to push this narrative that pepper spray worked. Well, this might help solve it. He got up to the bear jumped the guide who's been at it since he was 18. He's 34 years old now. He got one shot off, then tripped over a log, then he called for help, and then this Tice Erickson said, I'm not going to leave him alone. I'm not going to leave him on his own. He goes up there and tries to defend. He eventually gets 3 shots off with his 10-millimeter right into the chest of the bear, and it stopped him. And that's a good thing because it was about, 12 feet away is all the way it sounded. And if the bear dropped and rolled downhill, they did get up there and poke it. They growled a little at him, and then they went ahead and finished it off with a coup de grace, as they call it, and that's just a mercy shot, basically, and put it out of its misery. That's what it translates to.
Well, you got to do it. So, do whatever it takes, I guess, right?
And he was using a 220 grain hard cast bullet. So, he was using probably the biggest type, well, not the biggest, but a very good round in his 10-millimeter. And he took it out. He did stop it. He got it to... he probably saved his and his guide's life and probably his buddy that was with him with a 10-millimeter. So to me, I don't think pepper spray would have done that, especially on an injured bear like that. And I'm glad. And to me, this made the perfect defense story. I always like to have, an armed defense story. Well, don't get any more defensive than this. And he did it with 10-millimeter. He said he loved that gun. He just got it, took it on that trip. And he plans to carry it again. He made a statement there in the Cowboy State News that he plans to use it elk hunting now if he draws a tag in Wyoming. So, hey, kudos to him. Turned out good. He took a bad situation that could have been very bad, and they were able to defend themselves. So good for them guys.
Well, exactly. But yeah, don't make that your first choice of how to handle it when you're up in... Because everybody has time to consider, gee, what should I do? I'm being chased by which one of these weapons? You take whatever you have.
Yeah.
If all you have is a stapling gun, then you try to staple the bear to death. But
When I go bear hunting, I take a 44 mag that I carry. A buddy of mine takes a 454 Casol. But that's not a first choice. That's like the Hail Mary, last defense in case something goes wrong. Hopefully I'm a better shot than that with my rifle. So I depend on the rifle.
Yeah, kind of want to be a little logical with your choice in weaponry there, but what the heck. Guns of the 701, it's Clay, and you're still doing video stuff, right? I mean, it's just radio with pictures. It's not going to catch on. That's what they used to say about TV back in the 50s. Oh, that's not going to catch on. It's just radio with pictures. They're not going to stand around and watch that.
Yeah, who knew, right?
But they will sit around with it in their hand. And we invented 85-inch TVs, but we all watch TV on a little thing in our hands.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this picture?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I do not. I use a TV still. I stream to my TV.
I know. I got a 75 in my living room and a 55 in my bedroom because, doggone it, I got to see what the heck is on there. But anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But no, everything comes on every Wednesday night, of course, still on the summertime hours, so 7 o'clock p.m. Mountain, 8 o'clock Central. Of course, right here on KFYR every single morning at 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain. And Jamie's going to have a 701 Nation. I want to kind of put that out there. I'll probably be joining him. I believe it's August 15th. That's a Thursday. And he's going to be joined by Kelly Armstrong, our governor candidate for the great state of North Dakota. And we're going to talk hunting and guns and some other things like that. And kind of sounds like we might be doing something with Kelly maybe the next day with him. But I'm not going to give the details out there because I don't know for sure what's going on with that.
Last time he did that show with Kelly, he had me on there too, and I have no idea why. I mean, those two can fill the hour. They don't need me.
Why not, right? You're part of the team now.
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I just, I didn't know if I had enough to lend to it because, I mean, those guys can talk circles around me when it comes to guns, and I'm just there for ear candy, I guess, or something. I don't know what that. I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but
well. During the shows, we do tend to have a couple of
locations. On Saturdays, our downtown Bismarck drive-thru is open from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for added convenience. We are people you know who know you. First Western Bank, you can bank on us. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get sizzling hot savings